Well there, hello. This is a live breaking news event I wanted to bring to you from Still Shadows. So hold on, and I'm going to screen share this with here. Let's see. Hey, I'm not in my Chrome browser, so I'm hoping this will work well. Let's see.
Over 14 times, new record in NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones are going to be, the way they're going, it looks like they're just about going to be topping records hopefully soon. Excuse me?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are uncertain as to what's going on here. The President of the United States has just been ushered out of the briefing room. We are going to go to a break right now. We're going to try to figure out what's going on here. We'll come back and try to see what information we can get you, if any. The Chris Salcedo Show here on NEWSMAX TV. Be right back. All right, folks, welcome back. You're looking outside right now, outside of the briefing room. I believe that is what the picture on your screen is. There was we're being told some sort of disturbance outside. We believe it was Secret Service agents or an agent that walked into the White House briefing room as the president was about ready to deliver some sort of a briefing, and he was something was uttered to him, and then he was ushered straight away. You know what? I was hearing something in my earpiece. And I couldn't make out. I said, "Who's in there talking while the President of the United States is giving his briefing?" And guys, I don't know in the control room if we can re-cue what we just saw, but as soon as you guys have that, so we can, in case folks are just tuning in right now, we can re-cue that and show the folks what's going on. You see a lot of the folks in the press corps looking outside at some sort of a disturbance. Everybody's trying to get a gander. Well, frankly, so are we trying to get a gander at what's happening out there. An incident that was
Wait a minute.
grave
My screen sharing
for the President of the United
States do it again.
To be ushered out of the briefing room. Guys, what is that? What was that one more time? We have to do what now? Okay, we're going to stay with
hopefully this works.
Shot right now.
I'm using my Microsoft Edge browser.
The President of the United States stepped out there on the podium, and we went to
there
as
we
we
go.
normally do here on the Chris Salcedo Show. When he has some information to pass on to the country, he started speaking, started talking about some economic activity. That was the Dow Jones 30 Industrials up 50% since March. Was marveling at how the recovery, despite Democrats' best efforts, was attempting to happen. And then we could hear in our earpiece, we could hear some audio coming through, some sort of commotion going on in the background. Secret Service steps in, says, "I'm imagining, Mr. President, you're going to have to come with us." President didn't even say, "Excuse me." He just turned and walked straight out. And then the shutters started flickering, and cameras started watching the president as he exited the room. And again, the White House press corps seemed, boy, no social distancing there either, I'm noticing. I guess this is one of those times when social distancing doesn't matter. Maybe they're all wearing their masks. I can't tell from my vantage point right here, but they're trying to see what's happening outside of the White House, outside of the press briefing room at this point. So it's conjecture on our part, I should say, that what is happening outside may have had something to do with President Trump being ushered out of the briefing room. And that's about all we know right now here on the Chris Salcedo Show. Guys, anything else we can show the folks other than the briefing room? Do we have any of that tape queued up so we can at least see the president moving out? Okay, understood. Well, I guess there's never a slow news day in the Trump administration, kids. And this is another one of those days. President of the United States just stepping up to the podium, giving a briefing, as he has so many times. This time he started out on an economic note, not so much on the China virus. And then in the midst of his comments, we could all make out something in the background. Somebody's voice, I heard a female voice and I heard a male voice talking. And I was thinking to myself, who in the press corps is being so rude is to talk while the president is giving his briefing? And it ended up, I'm speculating now, ended up being somebody who was watching something out going on outside. Well, okay, guys. Okay, folks, we're getting word the White House has been locked down for, again, we don't know why. Again, it would be speculation on my part to figure out what is going on here or give you a reason why. But the president, it was dangerous enough for the Secret Service to say, okay, it's getting a little too swirly for our liking, so we're going to take the president out of the briefing room. He was escorted out in the middle of his comments today as the White House press corps sat there stunned, a little bit surprised. And you could see them at one point gathering around that door that is screened right up toward the front of the podium where the president would normally stand. And they were marveling and gawking at something going on outside. And it was serious enough for the president of the United States to be ushered out of the press briefing today. So not exactly sure what's going on other than the fact that we know the White House right now is on lockdown. And that's all the information we have here on the Chris Salcedo Show. And again, never a dull moment with this president. Let me look forward to what you're going to be seeing here on NEWSMAX TV in the coming minutes. Of course, you'll get your update on Wall Street coming up. Also, Sean Spicer and Company come on after the Chris Salcedo Show. And Spicer and Company, they're going to be sitting down with Mike Pompeo. Mike Pompeo will be giving, hold on a second. Okay. All right. Okay. So you can see Fox News' John Roberts standing up, giving a briefing right now to the folks over across the way on the cable dial. It looks like there's a disturbance over in Lafayette Park right now. That's what I'm being told by the control room here at NEWSMAX TV. A disturbance, some sort of commotion. Now look, the last time well, wait a minute. Hold on. The president is coming back out. Let's go live to the White House briefing room and listen to what the president has to say.
So thank you very much. Sorry for that. There was a shooting outside of the White House and seems to be very well under control. I'd like to thank the Secret Service for doing their always quick and very effective work. But there was an actual shooting, and somebody's been taken to the hospital. I don't know the condition of the person. It seems that the person was shot by Secret Service. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, did you have something? No, there are no details. We just found out just now. It was outside of the White House, this area right over here. And they'll have details for you in a little while. Somebody is taken to the hospital. It seems that the shooting was done by law enforcement at that person, at the suspect. It was the suspect who was shot. And this just took place, a couple of people outside. I noticed a man named John Roberts, who you know very well. Yes. He reported that he heard shots. He was outside and he heard 2 shots. We don't know yet. We don't know. They're going to find out. Do you know if the individual said anything, sir? We don't know that yet. No. Like that? We don't know that yet. The Secret Service that did shoot this suspect? It seems to be, yeah. It seems to be. Where were you taking Mr. President? Were you taking him to the bunker? No, we're taking him just out over to the Oval Office. What did the Secret Service tell you when you were outside of the room? Just told me when he came up, you pretty much saw it like I did. He said, "Sir, could you please come with me?" So you were surprised. I was surprised also. I think it's probably pretty unusual, but very, very professional people that do a fantastic job, as you know. So it seems to be from what I was said, there was a shooting. It was law enforcement shot someone, seems to be the suspect, and the suspect is now on the way to the hospital. I can't tell you the condition of the suspect. There was nobody else injured. There was no other law enforcement injured. And I just want to, I will get onto the press conference, but I do want to thank Secret Service. They are fantastic. The job they do. From what I understand, the answer is yes. He was armed, Mr. President? That's what I understand. I don't know. You'll have to ask them. I don't know that. No. I don't know. You'll have to get there. They'll have a detailed, maybe a briefing for you outside later. I don't know. I didn't ask that question. It might not have had anything to do with me. It might have been something else, but it was on the outside of the premises. The wall, the as you know, the fencing, especially the new fencing that they put up, is very powerful. But it was on the outside of the White House. Okay, and they'll have a full report. Secret Service in a little while will have a full report.
Are you rattled by this at all, Mr. President?
I don't know. Do I seem rattled? It's unfortunate that this is a world, but the world's always been a dangerous place. It's not something that's unique. The world has been, if you look back over the centuries, the world has been a dangerous place, very dangerous place, and it will continue, I guess, for a period of time.
Does this make you think differently about your personal safety inside the White House?
No, I feel very safe with the Secret Service. They're fantastic people. They're the best of the best, and they're highly trained. I don't know if anybody got to walk outside, but there were a lot of terrific looking people ready to go if something was necessary. People at the highest level of law enforcement. There's nobody like these people. So they just wanted me to step aside for a little while just to make sure that everything was cleared outside, because it was right in this area. So,
Why did you come back, Mr. President? Why did you decide after that? Because obviously it created a lot of commotion. What made you decide to come back and continue the briefing?
well, I didn't even think about not coming back. I said, am I able to go back? And they said, you'd have to wait a little while. I waited a little while, as you know, in the Oval Office area. And I said, can I get back now? And they said, yes. And they have a lot of fortification outside just in case, but it was one person. Okay?
She said the shooting was outside. How far away from the
Well,
White
they're
House?
going to be giving you a full briefing in a little while.
Far from the White House, or was it right
I
from
can only tell you they're going to give you a briefing. It was outside of the premises, near the fence, but outside of the premises.
So pretty
Yeah.
close to you.
Yeah, pretty close. So I was telling you that the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 are now 50% above the March level.
So that was exciting, was it not? Wow. Really caught me by surprise, that's for sure. So I was looking around to see what else I could find. Hello, Angela. Thank you for being here, guys. That was kind of scary. They had mentioned there was something going on over in Lafayette Park, D.C. I'm trying to see if there's anything currently happening that's already being reported on or not. So far, I can't find any dates. I'm not real good at this, am I? Let's see. Nope, that's June 22nd. Well, that's history. Doggone it. Okay, well, how is everybody? Since I'm live, what's going on? I don't seem to be able to find anything else. Wow, that's cool. All I have is a MAGA hat, Charles. Rustic, don't trip. What's that mean, Angela? Trip all the time, girl. Oh my God. I can't keep up with myself. Sometimes I start tripping one way and then I go the other direction and realize I'm not tripping right. So I wanted to ask you, since you're here, all of you, did you happen to hear President Trump back on the 7th, I believe it was on Friday, said a speech at the Whirlpool Corporation. And in that speech, he made the comment, he has a lot of wealthy enemies and they are not happy with him. And this may be the very last time, this may be the last time you see me for a while. I have very wealthy enemies and they're very not happy, he said. I know. Oh, thank you, Angela. See, I stopped and took a deep breath. I did a premiere earlier, and I was bummed. Nobody ever shows up at my premieres. I shouldn't say nobody, if you do, but it's kind of sad at times. Having channels taken that I built up decent, was getting a real run on them. Now they're gone. Now they're gone. So I keep trying. I'm ready to start some music here, but ooh. Well, here's an interesting thing I just found from Fox News. Trump's handshakes analyzed for Freemason. Let's check this out. Let's see what
The
this
art of the
is.
handshake on full display during President Donald Trump's first overseas trip. But it's this face-off making headlines. The president and French President Emmanuel Macron meeting for the first time at the NATO summit. And it got intense and a little awkward. Watch the extended handshake battle, complete with clenched jaws and white knuckles. Later on, as Macron walks toward other world leaders, Trump appears to have his hands outstretched, suggesting a warm welcome. Macron seemingly swerves away from the American president to hug German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Macron eventually makes his way back toward Trump before the two engage in another but shorter handshake battle. Did the president meet his Trump pump match?
Trump pump. Did you guys hear that Trump pump?
Thank you.
In the days following his electoral college victory over Hillary Clinton, we've had the opportunity to observe a number of Trump's public
Well, thank
interactions
you,
with members
Angela.
of his administration and
Yeah, I
fellow
don't
world leaders.
usually listen to a lot of
From
them,
the
but I do
untrained,
listen to the ones
unscientific
that
viewpoint, his handshakes could
really
be
catch
construed
me as having a
aggressive
lot of
and a little
content.
weird.
That one at the
But while
Whirlpool
pundits and
conference
critics
was good
snipe
because
at
it's the first
president's
time I've
odd
heard him
handshake
lay out
tendencies,
actual
such as the
promises for
infamous
his
Trump
second
pump,
term
yanking the other
that were
person
kind
in
of
close,
really
or
clear
holding
cut
a shake
as
for an
to 1, 2,
extended
3.
period of time.
He's going to do this, and do this.
So it can be explained by Trump's behavior and the manner with which he practices the art of clasping another person's hand. We brought in Dr. Frieda Birnbaum, a research psychologist and psychoanalyst, to venture into the mind of President Trump and learn what Trump's handshake might tell us
Does this
about
sound
him
okay,
as a person
guys?
and as a
Just
president.
hit a 1 if it's
Once you
okay, or a 5
establish
by
a
5.
certain set of posturing, that
Or
remains
thumb down if it
visually
isn't.
with the audience. So this is something that is extremely important to our president.
Please.
Do different handshakes convey different
Birdie,
meanings?
please.
So it can really get to a point where
Someone.
that other person can be really uncomfortable. When you're almost
Someone.
twisting that person's hand in order to gain some kind of dominance over that person.
But how is Trump trying to appear?
That he's strong, that he has leadership qualities, that you can count on him, and he's powering over everyone else that he's in contact with, that he's the boss.
I'm also very much of a germaphobe, by the way.
He's the
Believe
boss.
He would not shake hands. Today, he really feels this is important, but he went to the other extreme of showing his strength by being in somewhat abusive and a
That's
little
wild.
bit
He
of a
always
bully.
pulls guys
Take me
right
through a
into
handshake with
himself.
Donald Trump.
Hi, how are you?
Now, what are you doing?
I'm moving your hand underneath and putting my hand here to secure the fact that you don't have the ability to go like this. It's like weighing you down and giving you this eye contact so you don't know what you're doing.
Now, is this something he's doing by design?
By
or
design, absolutely. And a firm handshake is something that's very commended, and people like that in America anyway, in our culture. And then what he does with that, he says, "Hi, how you been?" like that, and then he did it
Kinda gets me
twice.
off my feet.
It gets you off guard.
I've been told that too, Jen. Yeah. Huh. Boy, don't hold your breath, Angela. Find out Bill Gates is being investigated and Fauci's gone. Well, Fauci, I'm suspecting that he is a lot more gone than he used to be since I found out about the CDC being eliminated for the reporting of the COVID cases and deaths and all the numbers. Hospitals and governors of every state now have been ordered to report the numbers directly to the Health and Human Services in the White House and not to the CDC. And Trump is cutting them out. And according to the sources that I had, it says that he's going to use National Guard to enforce this. I didn't quite get that, but you ladies look lovely today. It's nice to see you. Is everybody having a good day? Nice weather, maybe? I know I am. Except it's so hot I can't go outside. I gotta wait for the sunset before I can water my eggplants and my cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers. It's so cool to be able to grow things in pots at my age. Aw, tell your husband I said thank you, Jan. Well, I guess there isn't much of anything else to cover on this subject. At least I can't find anything.
We are in Lafayette Park. We are, as you can see behind.
Lafayette Park. You guys know about Lafayette Park? That's where there were barricades or fences and put up, and protesters supposedly were fired on by the police with tear gas. And then they were all forced out of the area so that Trump could walk over to St. John's Church for the photo op holding the Bible. And I came across that story when it was happening, but I don't know the first thing about Lafayette Park. But now I see there's a little ditty here. It's only 1:58. Today. It's only a day tomorrow. Craig Melvin walks through Washington, D.C.'s Lafayette Park after the protests. So I guess I'm going to take a walk through there and see what becomes of it. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. I have to screen share. Share audio. Hit the tab. Select. Share. Ta-da. Okay. Ta-da. Guess what? In the Greek, that's what Jesus said when he rose out of the grave. Ta-da. I know, I'm crazy.
Just steps away from the White House. This is the same spot where I stood last night as violence erupted, as chaos erupted. Flashbangs used throughout the night, rubber bullets used throughout the night. Also last night, shortly before 11 o'clock, the lights went dark here at the White House. Those lights used to usually illuminate the outside of the people's house, they went off. I'm going to step over and show you also what's still happening. Fires around Washington, D.C. You can see the top of this small building, bathrooms, small offices here. That fire just started back up literally 3 minutes ago, as you see officials working to put that blaze. In fact, here comes the fire truck. Behind this fire truck, this is St. John's Church. It's known as the Church of Presidents because every president, with the exception, I believe, of James Monroe, has worshipped at some point at this church, riddled with graffiti right now. A fire was started in the basement on Sunday night. As the sun came up, city workers came out to clean off the graffiti and try and clean up that church. And meanwhile, across the street from that church, this is a building that actually has significance to me and my family. This is the Hay Adams Hotel. This is actually where I had my wedding reception. Riddled with graffiti, hotels boarded up, and this is the case for businesses in and around New York, in and around Washington, D.C., looting in Georgetown, not far from here, throughout the night. Those protests that started last week, those protests that were largely peaceful in the wake of George Floyd's death, have turned into something else entirely. We're in the midst of a pandemic. We're in the midst of an economic crisis. And what you're seeing here is a manifestation of all of that.
Hmm.
6 million Jews were annihilated in the Nazis' so-called final solution: gassed, shot, and starved. There is quite simply no denying it. Yet
Well,
on Facebook, the world's biggest
I
platform,
don't think I'm going to play
many
this. I think I'm going to jump off here. I wanted to just bring that story to you because it was something that was really happening right now, right then. So thanks everyone for visiting, for chatting. Take care, everybody. Have a great evening. Until later, stay cool. Okay, bye.